Probably day 254 right now. We're with my sister in Saint Petersburg.
Hello.
And we're going to go and visit the Hermitage, the Winter Palace, and walk through the museum today. And we're going to take you along for the little journey inside and show you what it looks like in the palace. As we walk in here, it's the center garden area. The fountains are turned off now because it's getting too late in the year. Not too late for sunflowers though.
Айдайте ко мне. Минуточку не сдавали куртку, поэтому я пока их слежу. Так, все убрали? Так, одной сдаете? Да, я свой прям маленький легкий.
So we just got inside the Hermitage without any problems. And here we come to what I think is called the actual grand staircase. Of course there's a group who are going to have photos at the grand staircase. I'm going to have to wait for them. The Hermitage is not just a museum, but a cultural symbol of Russia and one of the largest and oldest museums in the world, which has collected more than 3 million works of art. Its history is closely connected to the Winter Palace, the former residence of Russian emperors, which became the heart of the collection and turned St. Petersburg into one of the cultural centers of the world. The history of the Winter Palace begins in the 18th century. After the foundation of St. Petersburg in 1703, Peter I began to build a new capital that would symbolize the power and greatness of Russia. The construction of this magnificent building lasted 8 years. The palace acquired its current appearance with rich decor, columns, gilding, and numerous halls. Since the time of Elizabeth, the Winter Palace has become the official residence of the Russian emperors and was used for ceremonial events, receiving foreign ambassadors, and important ceremonies. The combination of splendor and symbolism turned it into an architectural masterpiece that still amazes tourists today. It's a school group. And here's what it looked like after 1944, been during the war. Of course, during World War II, when Leningrad was under siege by the Nazi German army, all the different things like the chandeliers and all the removable fixtures in the Hermitage were actually removed and put into a secret location for storage so that it wouldn't get destroyed. Here in this hall is the miniature sculptures from Japan. Interesting. Oh, these are on the General Staff Building arch.
Okay.
Same sort of monuments. So it would have been probably some sort of military meeting room maybe. See all the ornate ceilings and how detailed it all is. All this silverware would have been used by the Tsars at some point. Candelabras, centerpieces. Soups.
I guarantee silver polishing day is a bitch.
I think polishing day would be off the cards for me. That would look good on my wall at home. it's big enough. I'll make it big enough. The beginning of the history of the Hermitage as a museum is closely connected with the personality of Catherine II, also known as Catherine the Great, who reigned from 1762 to 1796. Catherine was known as one of the most enlightened rulers of her time, interested in art and science. It's the correct time as well. It was she who laid the foundation for the future Hermitage collection, purchasing works of art from European collectors and aristocrats. Catherine began collecting works of art in 1764, when she purchased 225 paintings from the German dealer Johann Ernst Gotskowski. These included works by such masters as Rembrandt, Rubens, and Raphael. This would have been a clock at some stage, but the mechanisms have been removed, possibly out for restoration. The ceiling in here, it's all painted, would have been hand painted, and gold gilt detail. This private museum was called the Hermitage, which means secluded place in French. The Empress placed the collection in a small part of the palace where she could admire it in private. In the following years, Catherine significantly expanded the collection, adding many antique sculptures, unique objects and paintings. Writing desk with fireplace. Sitting room. The Hermitage gradually began to transform into a cultural centre and a storage place for one of the best collections of art in Europe. As the collection grew, there was a need for more space, and the Great Hermitage was built between 1771 and 1787 according to the designs of the architect Yuri Felton. Situated next to the Winter Palace, the building became home to a significant portion of the collection and was another step towards creating a full-fledged museum. The next significant building built to house the collection was the small Hermitage between 1764 and 1769, designed by the architect Jean-Baptiste Valin de la Mothe. This building also served as a retirement for the Empress, where she spent time with her close circle of friends and high-ranking guests. By the beginning of the 19th century, the Hermitage collection had grown significantly, and Alexander I decided to build a new building, the New Hermitage. It was designed by the architect Leo von Klenz and opened to the public in 1852, becoming the first museum in Russia accessible to the general public. The opening of the Hermitage to the general public in the mid-19th century was an important milestone in the history of Russian art and culture. In the museum's halls, visitors could see works by the great masters of Europe, from Leonardo da Vinci and Titian to El Greco and Velázquez. The collection continues to grow throughout donations and purchases, as well as items from archaeological excavations. After the Revolution of 1917, the Hermitage was nationalized, and the Winter Palace, previously the residence of the imperial family, became part of the museum complex. During the Soviet era, the Hermitage collection was supplemented by works of art confiscated from the aristocracy and collectors. The museum continued to grow and become one of the largest art treasures in the world. Today, the Hermitage includes more than 350 halls and presents visitors with unique works of art from all corners of the world, from ancient Egypt and Greece to the Renaissance and modern times. The museum is also a center of scientific work and international cooperation, attracting millions of tourists from all over the world. The Hermitage complex includes such buildings as the Winter Palace, the Small and Large Hermitage, the New Hermitage, and the Hermitage Theatre. Particular attention is drawn to the permanent exhibition of paintings by Leonardo da Vinci, Raphael, Rembrandt, and many other masters, whose works form the basis of the museum's collection. The Hermitage is a very big museum. We've been actively crossing off each room as we see it on every level. This is the room of ancient Egypt where there are sarcophaguses and different artifacts from ancient Egypt. history of the Hermitage and the Winter Palace is the history of the Russian Empire, its wealth and aspiration for culture and education. From a secluded corner for the Empress Catherine the Great, the Hermitage turned into a world center of art and culture, the pride of Russia, and a true treasure trove of art. Today, the Hermitage is a place where eras, cultures, and brilliant works of masters intersect, creating a unique atmosphere and attracting visitors from all over the world. So that is the Hermitage. We've dusted 2 and a bit hours pretty much, walking through almost every room. What do you think?
Yeah, it's
Pretty
great.
good. Saw a dead person, a few thousand years old. You know, no museum's finished with a dead person at the end. So it's off to do something else. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you in the next one.